Cousin Internet, it's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show. And with me is Cousin Kenny.
Hello. Hi.
You didn't even try this time. So for those of you who don't normally...
It's good, clean water.
Those of you who don't normally listen to the podcast, whenever Kenny graces us with his presence, when I say, here's Cousin Kenny... There was one time where he sounded very effeminate, and I said, you sound very effeminate, and then every episode that he's been on after that, when I say, it's Cousin Kenny, he goes, hey.
Or some other way of doing it that sounds more masculine than feminine.
But just rather than sounding effeminate, you sound like a butch lesbian.
Well, I think that's as good as it's going to get.
So when is your actual birthday?
Wednesday, the 27th.
Wednesday, the 27th is your actual birthday. The big...
41.
4-1.
4-1. See, I'm like Todd. I'm not afraid to tell my actual age.
What are you talking about? I tell people my age all the time.
What's your age?
I was born in the year 2000. You do the math.
All right. Okay.
Do you have plans for your birthday?
I'm just taking the day off from work, relaxing at home, and then maybe my wife and I might go out to dinner.
Yeah, then you're going to get some?
Probably not.
No. Well, but I mean, it doesn't have to be with your wife.
That's true, but I think it should be. It doesn't have to be, but I think it should be.
You know what? It should be, but it doesn't have to be. You know, we don't have to, as a country, we don't have to put kids in cages.
That's true.
But we do it.
We do it anyway.
We do it because we're Americans.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes sense to put the kids in cages because they can run around and cause all kinds of trouble. They can riot in the streets.
You know what? Like the most the grossest part of all of this. I don't want to spend all this time talking about the kids in cages, but the most ridiculous thing is there was a post, and I try not to get into political debates or arguments with people on Facebook, but there was a post, and I was like, it just feels wrong. It just feels gross no matter how you spin it. And this guy was he's like, yeah, but. And he would just make all of these excuses. And I was like, all you have to say to sound like a human being is, yeah, it's fucking gross. It's wrong to put kids in cages. But, and then say your point. The fact that you're refusing to acknowledge how shitty it is, and all you're doing is making excuses like, well, their parents shouldn't have come here. Or like you're making all these excuses.
Yeah, their parents should have just died in the desert or killed by the Mexican gangs. Yeah, they should have done that.
One dude said, he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm glad those kids are locked up away from their parents. And I was like, yeah, away from the people who risked everything to ensure that their children would be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Having your child taken away from you is like a parent's ultimate nightmare. And
I would imagine.
It's like there's no excuse why we're doing this. None.
I mean, there are times where I've taken a girl out who was young enough that it was questionable. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, going on. Before we started recording, I was asking Kenny what we should talk about, and you said that you were thinking about making a major life change.
I'm just coming to a crossroad in my life where it's like things are not working out the way I want them to, as we all go through in life.
And if you want to buy a gun,
I want to buy a gun,
and you want to punish.
Do you know where I can get one cheap,
man.
And that can hold a lot of bullets?
We're in Florida. Yes,
that's right.
You could get one in the parking lot right now.
Oh, really?
So no, let me fix your life.
Okay,
that's what we'll do. With
okay.
This.
Is that my birthday gift?
Yeah.
All right.
You spent 41 years fucking up your life, and I'm going to fix it in 41 minutes.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. So what is the... Right? Oh, hold on. Let me go.
All right. So the place, my main job I'm currently at, I've been there for a little over 13 years.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. And it's just I'm not getting the chances or the opportunities to do what I want to do with them.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm surrounded by all these people doing all these incredible things. You with your books, with your writing and your books. Cousin James with her burlesque group and her hosting at conventions. And
Is this coming down to you want to write a book about a burlesque show?
Yes, I do.
Damn it.
And then host it at a comic book convention. But no, it's just like I don't know what to do. I haven't mentioned this to a lot of people, so maybe I should start. But I have gotten together with some friends and we decided we're making a movie.
Oh, nice.
And I think I talked to you about this because I remember something
was
about...
this a long time ago?
It was. So you probably don't remember. So I came up with a concept for a movie, but I have no idea how to pitch it. I'm not a writer. I'm not a director or a producer.
Well, what are you guys trying to do with the movie?
Well, right now,
are you trying to produce it all yourself?
I think so. The guy I'm friends with a couple, Al and Kelly. You actually met cousin Kelly. She actually performed with us one night. So
she's moved away?
No, they still live here.
Okay.
In fact, I know Al started his own production company called Scarlet Monet. There you go, Al. You get a free plug. And he's already done a few things. He's already worked on some projects and stuff like that. And I talked to him about it, and he was really excited. So I gave him my concept, and he kind of played around with it and, coddled its under regions, made it feel good. Its balls, yeah. And then we hung out one night at Starbucks and tried to come up with some ideas for a basic idea. And we did, and he took it, and a couple months later, he already came up with, like, a couple drafts of the script, and I like it. It's really good. It's really fun. It's essentially it's all kinds of things. It's basically...
Now, does he have production equipment, or are you going to try to pitch this to a larger studio?
He's already got the equipment. In fact, he's looking at maybe starting filming in January.
Okay.
Because he's already got some projects he's working on as well. He also does music and things like that. So hopefully sometime during the summer when all of our schedules intertwine, we can meet and do a table read-through and things like that. And then hopefully we'll film it in January and it'll be something. Hopefully a lot of people will like it. And then I had some more ideas. And if that works, maybe we could roll with these other ideas.
Well, and here's the thing for stuff like that. Like I have friends who... just make movies for a living. Tony, cousin Tony, he has his normal job, but I think has 4 movies out that he and another friend of mine who work together on.
Yeah,
and you can pick those up in Walmart. Now they don't make $1 million off of these movies, but the whole point is to just keep doing it so that you can do it more. I don't know who the guy, so I don't know the production. Who he's working with, or if he has a distribution deal, but it's definitely worth going after, because what do you lose?
Exactly.
As long as he says, I need you to mortgage your house.
No, that's when I got to say, no.
That sounds like that's something.
But the other thing is, I don't know what else I can do in the meantime.
In the meantime, as long as you can work, keep working. As long as you can. If following your dreams takes you to a point where you have to quit your job in order to do it. Your wife works. Might be tight for a while, but I read this in a book that really made sense, and it was kind of one of those follow your dreams sort of things. If your career right now, if you just said, fuck it, I'm going to try making a movie for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is, you spend that time, you walk away from your career right now. So let's say 3 years from now or 5 years from now, you come back because the movies didn't work.
Right.
Or it didn't work. You come back, what have you lost? How long would it take you to get back where you are now?
That I don't know.
It wouldn't take you that long at all. I mean, that's the gist of it. If like I know if I walked away from my main place of employment right now, if I walked away from it and came back, I have confidence that I could still get an equivalent job that I'm doing now. I'd still be performing. I would still be, doing something. So take that out of your mind altogether because it won't take you that long to get back to where you are now.
Right.
You have to just follow your dreams.
Follow your heart.
Sell your most attractive child. Because the other one, do you have a most attractive that you like a favorite?
No, I love them both. They're both my favorite, actually.
Because they're going to listen to this one day?
Maybe. I don't know.
So you're talking about your problems.
What about your problems? What's going on in your life?
I made a post about this today. My girlfriend she pours her milk before she pours her cereal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's over.
Okay.
I mean, you can't. How do you deal with that?
Well, did you read my comment?
What was yours?
My comment was you get a priest to bless the milk.
Oh, yeah.
Let her eat it, and if she doesn't explode, you're good. Now, if she explodes, you can always reactivate, as I say in air quotes, your Tinder account.
Right.
So
it's my
win-win.
Tinder account is never deleted. It's just on hold. But she's a pescatarian. Which is...
remind me what that is again.
She eats fish. She won't eat meat. She'll eat, clearly, vegetables and stuff like that. She just won't eat chicken or beef or pork. But she eats fish. She doesn't drink milk.
What is she pouring in her cereal, then?
Almond milk.
Oh, okay.
So, I think if I gave her actual milk, she would explode anyway.
Okay.
Just a combination of... what are hippies filled with? Like if you were to hang a hippie
hemp,
like a pinata,
dirt, and tofu.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what would happen if you hung my girlfriend.
She'd be like a pinata and just drop.
She's
but just
brown.
drop.
She's not Mexican brown, so pinata is kind of racist.
Oh, she's brown.
Yeah.
I thought she just had a really good tan.
No.
Wow.
No, she's brownish.
Hmm.
So yeah, what am I supposed to do?
But she's also Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is super white.
Yeah.
So
I don't see too many brown Canadians.
Well, she's originally from Trinidad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Canada.
Canada?
The place that makes the ginger ale.
Okay. Canada.
Yeah, they did their best to whitewash her before she came here. But so yeah, so you're experiencing things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you have to figure out whether or not you're going to quit your job or not, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this cereal?
Exactly.
Life is not fair, my friend.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
And then there's Francisco is releasing an album soon.
Mm-hmm.
Did he say when he's gonna hold on, let me say it the right way. Did he say when that album's gonna drop? In like a month or two.
Wow.
So we'll see if we can actually get him back on one of the podcasts to give us a preview.
No, see, here's the problem. Francisco doesn't come on the podcast because he's too busy. So once his album drops and it goes popular, I said it right? Okay, good. Right. And once it becomes popular, he'll be making money. Then he won't be coming on the podcast because he won't care anymore.
Right. So what you're saying, what we have to do is build him up. We have to make him super famous. Mm-hmm. And then... like some of the video from Mamas where he said some real edgy racist shit.
Do we need to release that?
You know what? Like, I don't think you could bring down a rapper with some edgy shit that he said.
That's
in a
true.
comedy show.
That's a good point.
It would have to be the opposite way. Like I would have to go, yo, that guy Francisco, here's him petting a kitten, and then his rep is ruined.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good plan. We have to build him up first, though.
There you go.
We have to build him up. We got to Britney Spears him. We got to make him super popular.
We got to trick him into like singing show tunes.
Oh, I don't know if we'll ever, unless it's Hamilton.
Oh, there you go, Hamilton. We'll just trick him and then get
Hamilton is
a
gateway theater experience for hardcore rap.
Mm-hmm.
So my book is still doing well.
I know, it's really good. I finished it.
Like I think. The average is still over 2,000 page reads a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, it's 9, a little after 9, and I'm at 2,100.
Right.
So that's good. I hit 3,000 the other day, which was pretty exciting.
Now this is going to be a series of books, right?
Yeah. This will be a series, but for those of you who don't know, I think we talked about it on one podcast. It's a zombie book, but it's a comedy horror, I would say, about a sociopath, a guy with no moral compass. No connection to society. So when the zombie apocalypse begins, he just could give half a shit because he's fine being who he is. He no longer has to pretend to be a person, and that's like the greatest thing to him. And then this little dog shows up on his door, and the dog begins to act as the moral compass that he lacks. And it's the story is him developing his first relationship that he's ever had during this backdrop of a zombie apocalypse. But I'm getting Amazon reviews, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a 4.9 out of 5 on Amazon.
Nice.
The only non 5-star review is a 4-star review.
Wow.
Ooh. So yeah, no, it's really cool, and it's really cool to hear.
And it's coming out in paperback soon?
Yeah, it's the paperback formatting is pretty much done.
Mm-hmm.
I have to resubmit the cover because the cover that is out now on Kindle devices.
Mm-hmm. That's how I have mine.
Yeah, and that's how everyone is reading it right now because there's no other way. But the paperback, I have to adjust the lettering just for the print. But yeah, no, I mean I'm hoping that within a week it'll be out.
Right.
But that's a crazy experience for me, having written it so long ago, and now it's out, and now I'm seeing that other people are reading it. And I guess the reason I didn't release it for so long is because I thought, well, my friends told me it was good. My mom said I'm handsome.
Yeah.
And so it is interesting to get complete strangers. And I've written shows. I mean, I've written shows that have been reviewed well or critically acclaimed. Or my other show has won multiple awards. We win awards, but this, here at Mama's, we win. I just got a notification that we get some new certificate of excellence because throughout, I think it was for the past 8 years of our 9 years here, we've gotten consistent certificate of excellence awards from TripAdvisor.
Wow!
So now we're getting some sort of I'm sure it's just the same as the other ones, but they're acknowledging the fact that it's been an ongoing trend for us. So it's I know that we can produce things that will make people happy or that people will enjoy, but it's scary because with Mama's, I rely on you guys.
Right.
It's not just me up on the stage. It's all of us working together, and we kind of tag team. And when I was writing sketch comedy shows...
Tag team.
When I was writing sketch comedy shows, those were reviewed very well also, but I was constantly stressed the fuck out putting those shows together because the cast was so talented and everyone was so funny. Everyone was funny across the board. But, I mean, by the end, we couldn't have... Our last 2 shows that we did, or the last 2 productions, we didn't have an entire cast rehearsal until, opening night.
Wow.
And that was just stressing me out. And as much as I love collaborating with people, and as much as I love, it takes some of the strain off. With Mama's, if I'm not in a scene and I can just enjoy everyone doing their job and it's funny and the audience is laughing, I'm like, it's fucking amazing. I'm a part of this, and I'm not doing anything. But the book came about because I was I felt pressure for me wanting to do something and not being able to. Not that people are unreliable, but people are busy.
Yeah, and
I didn't like not being able to count on people. And I was Ali does stand up, and that was something that I was super jealous of. I was, because I'm shit. He just.
I would love to be able
goes
to
up on stage by himself, does his act, and then walks off. They're professional improvisers. There was what's the guy's name who Jeff B. Davis.
I know. I've heard of him.
Yeah. He does. Whose Line Is It Anyway? Now he's on Dan Harmon's podcast, and he was talking about going to do a gig, and he was talking about what he packed, and literally he just packs the clothes that he wears. He has no props, no costumes, nothing. And I'm like, shit, that's so low stress. Can you imagine just going and doing your shit and coming back? I'm going to do video work, but I have a whole bunch of stuff that I have to bring. But the book was something that I said, I can sit down and I can do this, but you don't have that laughter that you hear.
Right.
When you write a sketch show, you do a table read and people laugh at a joke and you're like, yeah, okay, good, that worked. Or no one laughed at that. The joke wasn't funny, or no one realized there was supposed to be a joke there, or I failed or I dropped the ball. With the book, you just have to kind of trust yourself, which is scary. It's a really scary thing to do.
Right.
So no, that's. now that it's become an advertisement about Inhuman.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just happy that it's out and that people are reading it, and that it's not just something that is sitting in a digital warehouse,
right?
Not getting seen.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about that?
About
like writing a book?
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a writer. I don't even know where to begin. I've contemplated to think, but it's like, where do I start?
You know how to eat an elephant?
Eat an elephant?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever heard that expression?
No.
Hal, have you heard that expression? I
mean, I could try.
No. How do you eat an elephant? Yeah, one bite at a time. That's the expression. Like that's a, whenever you have a task that seems too big to handle, you do it piece by piece. Speaking of my psychotic girlfriend who eats her cereal like a fucking psychopath, which saying that, I
have fears about her now. About now that you mention it.
I was saying I pour my cereal first, and she's like, "What if you pour too much milk in, and then the cereal overflows?" And I go, "If I pour too much cereal in, I cup my hand and grip the top of my cereal like I'm drowning someone as I pour the milk in." Yeah, she's the psychopath.
She's completely psychotic.
So yeah, speaking of my psychotic girlfriend, so I don't know how you are with laundry. We've been together for 6 months now.
Okay.
She and I have clean clothes in hampers that have been in those hampers since before we started dating.
Okay.
And last night, how's it going?
Right.
Last night we just had a someone from the other show walk through. Last night, my dog Wally, he's having mobility problems, like walking.
Oh, jeez.
When I was getting ready for bed, he was just kind of laying on his side, and he just pissed all over the floor. He's not in any pain. He's eating all of his food, and he's doing everything that a dog does. It's just that getting up is hard for him.
How old is he?
He's 14.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's getting up there. But seeing him lay there in his pee made me just feel like it reminded me that he's not going to be around forever, and like I was kind of bummed out by that. I was sad, and then we were going to bed, and I remembered, oh shit, I wanted to wash my sheets, or I wanted to put fresh sheets on the bed because it's been too long, and I know my girlfriend likes cleaner sheets. And so the sheets weren't clean, so I was like, shit. And she could see that I was agitated, but I always try to be careful to not, like, I don't want to lash out or be angry because I know it's not her. And she's like, is there anything I can do to help? And I was like, no, it's me. I wanted to do this and I didn't, and I'm mad at myself. And she's like, well, just let me know what I can do to help. And I was like, no, I don't want you to stress about it. Like, this is something that I have to do. And I'm just mad at this. I'm mad at myself. And I pointed at like this gigantic pile of clothes. I was like, this pile of clothes has been around longer than we've been a thing. And she's like, okay, well, tomorrow morning we'll just knock it all out. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it literally took us a little less than an hour to do it. But as we're going through these hampers of clothes that have been around longer than we've been dating, this panic in the back of my head starts to sit in of, I don't know who else's clothes are in here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, there's going to be a pair of panties or something. And I kept saying, this pile of clothes has been around before we started dating.
And these are all clean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I kept saying that just in case that pair of panties or that bra that isn't hers came out. And there was we were good. We were good.
Okay.
There was one moment where I pulled up a pair of a sports bra. And she's like,
luckily it turned out to be Ollie's.
Yeah, it was it smelled like beans. But I told her too that, like, my friend Brittany, who when Renette and I had started dating, I told her, I was like, hey, I've got a shit ton of clothes in my closet, and I am almost certain that not all of it is mine, and I just don't want her to find it and Brittany said. Like she got so serious, like we were talking about like a bank heist, and she's like, okay, I'm going to come over to your house. We're going to go through your closet, and we're going to get rid of any dirty panties. That's a good friend.
Yeah.
A good friend will go through your dirty laundry
to find other people's dirty laundry.
Yeah, to find other people's dirty laundry, which isn't going to be. Well, I guess it's all dirty.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's your next step on the movie then?
I don't know. I have to get with him and see. Get with him, yeah. And see if our schedules align, and then we can meet and talk more business. And then I had a friend. I was having a conversation with an old friend of mine the other night, and she had suggested. She goes, "Do you know who Ellie Kemper is?" And I go, "Yeah." For those of you who don't know who Ellie Kemper is, she's an actress. She was on The Office. She's on Unbreakable. She's the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, if you have Netflix.
She started off online.
Yeah. Did you see the crazy blowjob girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Because I saw that years ago.
I'm gonna make it so dry. Oh, for those of you who don't know, look up Crazy Blowjob Girl. It's fucking hysterical.
Mm-hmm. And anyway, because she said, that's how she kind of got her start. She started doing YouTube videos, and there's like all these agents that scour YouTube videos.
There are YouTube millionaires.
Yeah.
Like that's
oh my God, my son
thing.
watches a series of YouTube videos called Ryan's Toy Review, and all it is just this kid and his parents, and they get all these toys and they play with them and they have fun. This kid, I read on a report, this kid made $11 million last year.
Yeah,
because of all the ads and all the toys.
And then his parents have to figure out a way of killing him.
Yeah. Well, they have to get a cage first.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Please don't. No.
Why don't we just send Michael Vick to the border and just say, "Hey, Mike, just you be you."
Yeah, just go for it.
I was really bummed out this week by not just the cage thing. I was bummed out by the people arguing for it.
I don't understand, because I think there's a bunch of people that we know who just recently unfriended someone, or a group of people. I might know who the one unfriended is. I've heard of him, but I've never. Is it a him or her?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I've heard of this person, and it's like, yeah, I could see why.
I'm just so I've been so fatigued by it.
Yeah,
by the whole thing. It just.
Well, Facebook is not a place to get into political discussions. If you want to have a political discussion or a debate or even an argument, that's fine. MySpace is where you go. Yes, don't do it on Facebook, because it's or Twitter. Just
all right, we should wrap this up so that we can go promote.
Okay.
Kenny.
Yes.
What did you learn tonight?
I've learned that your girlfriend may look sweet and loving and all that, but she's apparently deep down a psycho.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed it.
A fucking psychopath.
Fucking psychopath.
And I learned something tonight, too.
What's that?
Apparently, I did a good job of getting rid of old panties before my girlfriend and I
technically,
started
your friend Brittany did.
That's true. Although she didn't have to.
That's true.
That means there could still be a
pair
floating
She could have kept them all for herself.
That's true. All right,
or did
Mama's
she?
Comedy Show. We're here every Friday night at 10 p.m. Call 407-363-1985. You can find us on Facebook. Just search for Mama's Comedy Show, and we'll have a nice political discussion. Kenny, where are you?
You can find me on Twitter at Kenneth Jardine 2, or you can also find me on Xbox Live with KJardine27, and you can also find me on Facebook. Just type in my name, you'll find me. There's not a lot of Kenneth Jardines out there.
Jardine.
Yes.
Jardine.
Jardine.
I didn't know you were Jewish.
No.
And you can find me on Twitter at Todders, or that's also my Insta. So you got to talk the way the kids talk. You
can also find me on Instagram at KJardine27.
Say IG.
So. IG.
Yeah.
You can find me on the IG.
You made it sound old. And also my book Inhuman is on Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you don't have to pay for it. You can just download it, and it's free. If you do not have Kindle Unlimited, it's $3.99. Paperback's going to be more, so do whatever you have to do to get it. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.